What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can integrate ChatGPT into your existing Discord bot. And really it's not going to be as hard as you think it is. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is go to your favorite web browser of choice. Mine's going to be Google Chrome. I'm just going to look up OpenAI API. That's all you're going to want to look up, and then the first link should be good enough for you. So I'll actually put this in the description below, but I'm just showing you how you can access it. Then you're going to want to click sign up. You're then going to want to create an account if you don't already. If you've used ChatGPT before just as a user, then you'll already have an account, so you could just log into your existing account. Yeah, so just click either sign in or continue with Google. All right, now I already have an account, but you guys just follow the instructions on screen and eventually you should get to here where it's going to say welcome to OpenAI. And what you're going to want to do is go to your personal and you're going to want to click manage account, and you're going to have some kind of credit card. But trust me guys, ChatGPT is a very inexpensive with the API calls. It's going to cost you about, under 10 cents probably per day. So that's going to be super cheap, probably even less than that, but it really depends how much you use it. As you can see, this is my usage. You can see I was using it on a different projects, but yeah, it's very low usage. So far I spent 45 cents, and I used it a lot. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up a billing. You're going to want to enter your payment method, blah blah. So once you do all that, you have to have a payment method. Then you can go to your API keys and you're going to want to create a new secret key. So you need to get your API key. It's only going to let you get it once. So once you have that, you're going to want to copy that API key. So I'll show you right here. So I'm going to click create API key. I'm going to click create secret key. You're going to copy this, and then let's just go straight into our code, and you're going to go into your EMB file, and then we're going to just create a new variable in your EMB folder, and we'll call it OpenAI underscore API underscore key. And then you can just paste that code that you just got. So it should look something like this. Don't use my key. I'm going to destroy this key anyways, but it should look something like this. Then once you have that in your ENV folder, all we're going to do is we're going to create a new command, and you can create any command you want. You can create a command just called ChatGPT if you just want to integrate it like that, but I'm going to use it to make an advice command so that people in my server can use /advice, and ChatGPT will actually give them advice on whatever question they have. So I'm going to say advice.js. This is going to be our new command. We're going to copy from the ping command as we always do, and we can just call this advice. And we can say description, get advice from ChatGPT. And you can, change that to whatever you want. Also, let's add a string option. So just like all the other times, option, arrow function, and then take the option. And then we're going to set the name for this option. We can call this question. So their question that they want advice on, and then we can say set description. Description would be write your question that you want advice on. And then we can just set required to be true. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then that's all we're going to do here. And then here we are going to add the logic. So let's first defer the reply. So await interaction.defer reply. And then let's get the question. So const question equals interaction.options.getString. And then we'll take question. Bada bing, bada boom. And then next, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create messages. And this is for ChatGPT. So this is the format that you're going to want to do. So you're going to write messages, const messages, and then you're going to want to create an array. And in this array, this is where we're going to tell ChatGPT what it is, and then the prompt that we're going to use, just like you would use normal ChatGPT on the web. So what we're going to do is add a object here, and we're going to add role. And we're going to call this role system, and then we're going to add content. And in here, we're going to tell the bot what's its role in this scenario. So we're going to say, you are a chatbot that gives helpful advice. And then to be specific on what kind of output we don't want us like having full paragraphs in our Discord, right? So we're just going to say, give your advice in 3 sentences or less. And so that way it will only give us 3 sentences. And then let's create another one. And this will be what the user is going to say. So we're going to say role user. So this is like what you would be typing into ChatGPT on the internet. And then we would say content. And in here, we're actually just going to pass it the question. This is going to be the question that the user put into the bot as their question. So we're just going to feed that directly into ChatGPT. And then now we got to create a completion. So we need to get OpenAI. Let's just open up our terminal here and we can say npm install OpenAI. There we go. And that should do it. So now we have OpenAI, and let's create a new folder over here. And this is where we're going to initialize our bot. So let's create a new folder into your base directory, and we'll just call this utils. So this is going to be the utility functions. Let's create a new folder, and we're going to call this openai.js. There we go. And in here, we can get that require, .env. So this will just be getting that access to our env folder so that we can get our API key. And this will be .config. There we go. And then we're going to want to say const configuration. So you're going to want to import configuration, and you're going to also want to import OpenAI. These are 2 capital letters, AI, and then API. So watch the spelling there and then say require. And then we're going to get OpenAI, which is what we just installed with npm. Then we're going to say const config, and it's going to be the configuration. So all you got to do is say new configuration and then pass an object in there and just say API key. And the API key will be from process.env.OpenAI or whatever you called it. I called it OpenAI _API _key. So whatever you called it in your env file. So that's our config. So now we just have to create our instance of ChatGPT. So we'll say const OpenAI equals new OpenAI API, and then we're going to pass config in there. And then we can just say module.exports equals OpenAI. So that's it. Now we have initialized our OpenAI with our key. So now we can close that file and we can import that into our advice. So we can just say const OpenAI, or we can do all lowercase OpenAI equals, and then we can say require and just go to that folder. So it's going to be /utils/OpenAI. And so that will be importing what we just created. And then down here, after our messages, we can say const completion equals await OpenAI, so the thing we just imported, and then say create chat completion. And then in here, you'll pass an object and we will give it all of the values that it needs. So it needs a model. So we'll say model, and there's various different models, but the one I'm going to use is going to be GPT-3.5-turbo. And there are various different models, and you can check it out on the website. I'll actually show you guys right now. If you go to documentation and you can click models, you can see all the different models they have. So they have GPT-4, GPT-4-03.314, GPT-4 332K, GPT 3.5 Turbo. And the reason why I'm going with this one is you'll see the description, most capable GPT 3.5 model and optimized for chat at 1/10 the cost of Text DaVinci 003, which was the previous model. So this is very, very cheap. If you want to use this model, very, very cheap. So let's close that. So you enter the model there, and then we're going to pass it messages, and that's just going to be what we created right here. So we could just say messages. And then we're going to add a temperature. And so what temperature is basically how creative you want ChatGPT to be. So 0, if you entered 0, that would basically mean that you want ChatGPT to not really make any assumptions about anything. You want to make sure that it's more fact-based than anything. But if you want it to be a little bit more creative, you can add a value all the way up to 1. So it's from 0 to 1. So I'm going to add 0.7. I think that might be the default if you use ChatGPT on the web, or maybe it's 0.6. But since this is advice, we want to just give pretty creative advice. So we're just going to put 0.7 there. And then we're going to say const advice equals, and it's going to be from this completion. So we're just going to say completion dot data dot choices. And then we're going to take the first choice. It's going to be an array. So we're just going to take the first choice dot message dot content. And that will be basically what the output is from ChatGPT. Then we're going to say await interaction dot edit reply. We're just going to return this to the user. So edit reply advice. And that's just going to take the text from ChatGPT and return it in Discord. And that's really it. Again, I just want to stress that you guys can get as creative as possible. I'm just showing you one example of use case that you can use ChatGPT for. You can get really creative with this prompt here. You can tell it to do really whatever you want. Fiddle with it. It takes some optimizing because you have to really specify what you want it to return. But really, you guys can get as creative as you possibly want. So let's save that and let's go to the terminal and let's deploy the commands. So what the heck? Let's deploy the commands, node deploy commands. There we go. Looks like it's successful. Then let's start up the bot. There we go. Now let's open up Discord and let's go ahead and do /advice. Then it's asked us the question. So let's say, I like to code. What career path should I choose? Enter. So it's going to think a bit because, ChatGPT through the API, it really depends. But there we go. We got the answer. So it says, consider pursuing a career as a software engineer, web developer, or data analyst. Research the skills and requirements for each path to determine which one aligns best with your interests and strengths. Keep learning and practicing to stay current and competitive in the field. There we go. So now our bot is literally has the brain of ChatGPT. And I think that's pretty cool. And you can integrate this into your Discord very easily. As you can see, hopefully you guys get inspiration from this. I showed you how to set it up, and then you can create as many commands as you want using it. All you have to do is import this OpenAI from your utils and just give it a different prompt, give it a different role, whatever you want, and just do create chat completion. And there you go. That's all you have to do to get ChatGPT in your Discord bot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in. Comment down below if you want to see anything else, have suggestions for a new video. Guys, I have a Patreon. It's in the link in the description below. If you want to get access to all the source code from all my videos and get early access to all my uploads, go ahead and become a Patreon supporter. It really helps the channel. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy integrating ChatGPT, get creative, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys later.